with the Town of Bolton Board of Selectmen meeting with accounts payable. Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025, 6:30 PM. I'd like to call this meeting to order. And first, I'd like to do the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So number 3 on the list is public comment. We have public. Would they like to comment? Ready? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sylvia Overthrew. I live at 48 Stonehenge Lane in Bolton, Connecticut. I am here before you as a member of the Hop River Trail Alliance. I am the secretary of that group, and we would like to present to the Board of Selectmen a letter of appreciation to the board. So I'd like to read that letter to you, and then I can provide you a copy. So,
Thank you.
dear Board of Selectmen members, we would like to extend our sincere thanks to the Bolton Board of Selectmen for supporting the recently completed Bolton Notch Tunnel Lighting Project. The tunnel lighting will make a significant impact on the safety, accessibility, and overall experience of all who use the Hop River State Park Trail. The added lighting enhances visibility, encourages greater community use, and supports the long-term enjoyment of this beautiful recreational asset for the residents of Bolton and neighboring towns. Your critical support at the initiation and throughout this project is truly appreciated. Tens of thousands of trail users will benefit greatly from this significant trail enhancement. With appreciation, the Hop River Trail Alliance, it's John Goldup, President, John Hankins, Vice President, Sylvia Oku, myself, Secretary, and Jim Adams, the Treasurer. And just to highlight a few points there, when I say tens of thousands, the Connecticut Trail Census Counter, which by Bolton had the training and installed in there in 2016, had 87,000 passes in 2024. So that is actually not the total number of people that are using the Notch area, because some don't go through the tunnel, but 87,000 passes. So this Connecticut Trail Census that we have conducted, as well as the trail survey starting in 2016, we asked trail users what they felt were an issue on the trail. And I was just talking to you, and you expressed that issue. The number one issue was the darkness of the tunnel and not feeling safe in the tunnel. I really appreciate that in 2018, we led a walk audit, when you might have been on in that. And the town of Bolton was there, the Deep was there, and it's really important for the Deep to have the town of Bolton support for that. And we did a walk audit of the tunnel, and everyone got to experience what it was like. So we have had a number of activities, and now with the Hop River Trail Alliance, this started with Bike Walk Bolton. The lights are in the tunnel. So we are really excited, and we're really appreciative. It's important to have that support, because I know the Deep and the Dot also want that, because this is a collaboration between the two. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you very much, Sylvia. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Glad we could get that through the program.
It's nice to get,
Me too.
nice to get good news too.
And there's a celebration on Thursday. It's during the work hours,
10 o'clock.
December 4th at 10 a.m. at the tunnel. So we'll get to see the lights. So everybody's welcome.
Everybody gets, so the lights are on.
Yeah.
The lights are on
And
all the time.
It's daytime lights. I want to clarify, daytime lights. They will ultimately be working with the sunrise and sunset on a solar calendar. The park is a state park. It is closed at night. So it is daytime lighting for the users in the daytime. To be clear.
So you're safe if you're a bat.
Right.
Well, if you're walking up there at night, you would have the
Yeah.
because the whole trail is dark,
You'd have-
or riding a bike at night. So thank you for your.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ross, did you want to?
Yeah, it's just a brief thing.
Yep.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and wearing my Ross Lally, 41 Notch Road, and wearing my finance committee hat tonight. And so I just have a proposal. I have no action requested from you other than to review this in the future. And one change on your budget, on your agenda tonight, was to set the CAPA meetings. And I like to bring that over to the finance committee because that's where it belongs with the town charter. And that way we can set the meetings this month at our meeting. And then those meetings would be posted on the finance committee site. But as far as compiling all the information and everything, I want to leave it alone for this year because it's so close to when it's all due. It would just make it more complicated and messy if we try to change anything else now. So that's my only ask is take a look at this, see what you guys think. And at some point, Rodney, Jim, and Dave and I can sit down, Dave meaning Caruso, superintendent of schools, can sit down. We have enough time because the process doesn't get kicked off till October of, next year. So we have some time before then to sit down and figure out what this, compliant process look like. When you got a
Very
question?
good.
Did,
Yeah.
so what, when you said you don't want to make any changes at this point, what kind of changes to what? Are you
For
thinking?
right now, everything's been coming into Kathy who compiles it. She kicked it off she and Jim kicked it off this year, asking for the input from everyone, which is how it's been done in the past. But that doesn't really comply with the town charter. If you look at page 26, it's section 8, I think. Forget the actual paragraph, but if you look at it, it says the finance committee owns the process and kicks it off. So that I don't want to change anything now because we're
Okay.
so far down the road with it. It just would confuse folks if we tried to change anything and not really know what we're changing.
Okay.
All I'm asking is tonight that we just ask you folks to drop the scheduling of the meeting for Kappa. Partly because we have a couple new member, possibly 2 from the Board of Ed, and I have no idea what their availability is for the meetings that were proposed on there. So I just say if we could just do that at our next meeting, which I think is the 18th.
Yours is the 18th.
Yeah, it's the 18th, and we could do that. It's gonna be in January because we have to get it done by the 31st anyway.
Yep.
So I just don't know if it may very well be those 2 dates. I
Right.
just don't know because I don't know what my availability will be or the other folks there. And I want to make sure we got quorums.
So as history goes, it's Kathy's been sending them out as well as the budget requests. So she just sends them both out and they send it back and then it all gets moved. We just set up the dates and move it forward. But we're gonna push it over to the finance committee
Some of it. We
Some
don't
of
know what part of it
after this year,
we'll talk about.
right.
Yeah, my gut is it should be like the Board of Ed compiles their stuff, Board of Selectmen compiles theirs, just to make sure there's no spurious things that you
Right.
don't want to see in there.
Right.
And then, but that's just my thoughts, it's easier to give you guys something to pick apart and criticize than it is if we sit down and don't do anything. So no pride of authorship in this at all.
All right.
So that's my only request is just that we schedule the 2 reviews next, at our finance committee and I'll read through 2.
Very good.
All right.
Thank you, Ross. Is there any questions? Any other?
Thank you.
All
Any
right, not that there was supposed to be any, but,
Yeah.
all right.
All right. See you guys.
Thank you,
later.
Ross.
Yeah,
Have a
Thank
good
you very
night.
much for your time.
Thank you.
Is there anybody online that would, for public comment? Nope. Consider and possibly act on possible changes to the budget worksheets. So last week we had a request to add a column for percentages. I see we have Jill here and I think Jill would be the one to speak of on this. Is that a possibility? Jill?
I think we could add it to the existing budget sheets. So the problem that I have with the ones that Amanda had suggested is first, the timing. I started in October, the beginning of October, putting together those budget sheets so that they were together and Kathy was able to send them out. But I don't know, she sent them out the middle of October or sometime in October. So I've done a lot, I've got a lot of time put into those sheets for starters. So I guess my biggest problem with them, and I'm not opposed to change. I've spent a lot of time on those, and to do all these changes, it would take a lot of time because there's over 30 different budgets, sheets that have to be done. And each one, every department has different lines. So they would all have to be changed. It would be very time consuming. I don't foresee it being done in the next couple of weeks. But that's just the first thing. So part of the thing that I saw with this her spreadsheet is that, well, first of all, I read the minutes, and I just want to say that, to Amanda, that they are not in PDF, they are in Excel. When they're given to the department heads, they are in Excel. I don't recalculate anything, I just have to put the numbers in the right place, but I don't recalculate anything. All the formulas are there. They're not in PDF, they are in Excel already. But those sheets that I have and that I give to Jim's department, I give them as all one sheet that they all calculate back to the front to town proper and capital and debt. So that whenever you make a change in any of those sheets, it goes all the way back and it changes your town proper or your debt or whatever you're changing in those sheets. It all calculates to two main sheets in the front. So I don't think you want to lose that feature of it, because it's, you make one change, couple changes here and there, and then everybody's like, okay, well, what's town proper now? You have the number, because all you have to do is go to the town proper sheet, and it's there automatically without getting out the calculator and, oh, we minus this, we plus this. So that was a feature. I don't know if anybody knows that it has, but I don't think that you want to take away from that. So with her sheets, or with the sheet that Amanda had suggested, and this could easily be fixed, but there's no place to tell you what department it is. Again, that would be something easy to fix, but so the 2 years prior audited actuals, impossible. 2 years, if you 2 years prior is year 25 for us right now. The auditor gets the trial balance the beginning of September. I was doing these up the beginning of October. You've only got July, August, and September numbers. I'm sorry, that's the other one. For this one, the audit's not complete until the very earliest December. So I don't have the actual numbers until just before the audit is printed. So there's no way we could get 2 year prior actuals. Then prior year adopted is fine. Prior year unaudited actuals expenditures, that's where we only have like 3 or 4 months, because that prior year is the year we're in right now. It's year 26. So we really we're not even close to knowing what that number is going to be. Then the request for selectmen. All right, but there's no place for the department heads to put their numbers in. And then, the rest, the value changes and the percentages and all that are fine, but it's what you're doing, and even what you're doing, the percentages and the value change, it's from one adopted year to the year you're doing now. So that would all work. And we can put them on the sheets now. They are on the sheet that I was talking about, goes back to town proper. There,
Yep.
as a whole department, there is a value change and a percentage change for the department as a whole, but not individual lines. The only problem with that is that I'm sure, and I can do those things on those sheets, but the department heads already have their sheets. They're working on them. So, I can do it. I can put percentage and value change on those sheets and give them to everyone if you'd like. I could do that.
Would they have to start over, or
No, I don't. Well, they would have to, if they put their numbers in the sheets they have, then they would have to do new sheets. So,
Which is just a copy paste thing, or do they do they do it all manually, right?
yes, they do it manually. But they could copy and paste from one sheet to the next. I don't see why they couldn't do that.
Okay. Is
I mean,
that going to be a huge effort on anybody's part?
Well, it'll take a little, I'll have to do, like I said, there's 30 something sheets, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I can put that in there and give Kathy to disperse out. It's not a problem. It's gonna take me a little bit of time, but it's not that big a deal.
Sounds like a fair compromise to start with that. I know the others, we kind of were, is there any, are you done, Joe?
Yep.
Okay, is there any comments? Sir?
I think I was thinking along the same lines that you are, like you, Jill, to do what you can do now without having to backtrack a lot, since I hear that you sent the sheets out already in October. And then, and I thought that Amanda's template only asked for the unaudited. I didn't know about the audited numbers, so I can't address your concern about that. But I do, as Amanda said, I think residents are asking for more information about those specific line items and the change over from prior years on specific line items. So that would be really good if you could add
I
that
can do-
information.
I can do it.
Yeah, I think too, adding on to that, like if it makes sense, hey, the FY 24 unaudited, or I guess FY 25 unaudited is what we have. Put that in and then have audited FY 24 and 23, rather than trying to fit something that we don't have into the sheet. So just to have a level of trending.
You're gonna right now, I don't know what wait a minute, I have a sheet right in front of me from the other night. So we don't go up past 25. So if you want to do those sheets, they're either doing 24 and 23 and 24 actuals. Your sheets are gonna become pretty small, hard to read as far as looking at them online. I mean, those I don't have on the sheets now. That will take some time. And that, because what's in there in past is not audited, so I would have to go back. That would take quite a bit of time. But to add the percentage and the dollar change, and that's certainly something that can be done for next year, but
Right.
adding 2 more years to it will take some time.
Any other comments? Bryson, Bob, Mather?
I guess Bryce does have a question too, or it's maybe more of a comment, that it does seem that I agree that having the percentage change and the value change, as if they are doable, would be the most important too. And then depending on the amount of time and the work needed, and then when would be a good time to add those auditable things too? Is that something that we could say, all right, it doesn't necessarily need to be included in this budget cycle, but that we find time to include it for a future budget period, or, next year's pre-October?
I can try. I can try to get it done. We're in the middle of the audit, and the budget season kind of takes a life of its own once it gets started. But yeah, I can definitely try to do those.
I think we're all in agreement here.
So then I guess I would make a motion to table the item 4 and consider and possibly act on the changes to the budget worksheets, because it doesn't sound like we're going to make all the change. Well, actually, no, I mean, this is not saying specifically the one that Amanda proposed. So I would make a motion to
What
go ahead.
what would you call the changes that you do agree to make? So that we get the motion with the verbiage right? Jill?
Are you at me? So it'd be the
No.
value change and the percentage, the change from prior year adopted, the percentage change from prior year adopted. Those two are what Amanda had on her sheet. And is that what you want? Because I can certainly do that. That's not a problem.
We want to make a motion of what you can do and will do.
All right, so I would like to move that the budget worksheets be changed, pardon me?
Modified?
Yep,
Change.
modified,
Yeah.
sure, to now show the value and the percentage change from the prior year as adopted.
Is that
Is there something-
unaudited? Unaudited?
The
Unaudited?
adopted
Yeah.
is the adopted. So,
Okay,
yep.
I'll second that.
Okay. Is there any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
I,
Aye.
Aye.
We have six yes, and Tim is absent. Thank you on that, Jill. Appreciate
You're
that.
very welcome. You are
Uh,
welcome.
thank you.
Thank you, Jill.
Now,
You're welcome.
now
Good
we're
night.
gonna move on. Good night, Jill. I think. Are you going away? All right.
Do you
Now we
need,
move-
do you need me, do you want me to stay for the AP? I could do that if you want. I don't have it in front of me, but I could.
There's some questions on the AP, didn't you?
Yeah,
I can answer them. I can,
I was, she could answer them. I don't know what, but
Look,
I can stay. It's fine. It's fine.
yeah, if you don't mind, we'll scurry along here.
Yeah.
We're gonna make appointments. Number 5. Carol Franco to the Veterans Commission. Thank you, Carol. She wants to be a full member. And we have Pam Sawyer, who also wants to be on the Veterans Commission as a full member. Robert Mora, a Veterans Commission full member. John Hambrook, also a full member on the Veterans Commission. And Caitlin King on the Conservation Committee as a full member. I want to thank everybody for jumping on board to the commissions. Is there any other comments?
I'm just wondering why there are 3 question marks after her Carol Franco's name, Veterans Commission question mark.
well, I would guess because there's a checkbox next to both full-time.
Oh, fully, no.
See, okay.
The only other question I had on that is there's no other information on the sheet as to like everyone else filled out something else on the sheet. There's nothing else on the sheet.
It's her signature, I guess.
Oh,
So,
so I guess we really don't, oh, it says, it does say full member and or alternate.
yes, she maybe said, yeah, whichever one you want. So, so do we have a motion to,
I move to accept all of them as the requested.
is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion?
I guess we just need clarification from her as to whether she wants to be the full member or the alternate.
Well, then you're gonna have to redo your motion, Bob, to hold off on the Carol Franco.
Okay,
So it's verified whether she wants to be a full member or an alternate.
okay. I'll amend my motion accordingly once we find out so that we'll approve the others and only wait for approval of the conservation after we know for sure what she's requesting.
Second that.
Mather seconds it. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
I
That's 6 yes, 1 absent. So going down to number 6, correspondence, we have a letter from Morris Silverstein. And might as well read it, it's short enough. Letter of recommendation for Danielle Palazzini. Commendation, sorry, thank you. Greetings, this communication is a letter of commendation for Danielle Palazzini, who works in our land use department. It is intended for and hopefully will be placed in her permanent employment record. Credit shall be given with credit where credit is due. She earned it. She deserves it, and she should be recognized. She is dedicated, efficient, and reliable. She holds herself available and willing to help those who need assistance. These are admirable and desired traits. She is a real good employee, and Bolton is better off for this. It is my pleasure working with her during my chairmanship tenure. Thank you for your consideration. Morris Silverstein, Chairman of the Bolton Zoning Board of Appeals. Thank you, Morris Silverstein. And then we have B, which is the Board of Ed bit of waiver information only. Is there any questions on that? Okay, now we move into number 7. Consider an act on disbanding the first Board of Ed Roof Committee. So the discussion, A is discussion makeup of public building committee for school roof. So the middle school's roof is in dire need of replacement repairs. And they've not made any progress on it. So we've offered, because Jim Rupert has the knowledge on the grant process, the bidding process, the engineer, so, and he just did one at another school. So he's familiar with the whole process. And Mr. David Caruso and the Board of Ed have agreed to start, that we can take over it and start a new building committee, temporary building committee that would be in charge of getting this roof project moving forward. So we're recommending that we have this committee be made up of 2 Board of Ed members, 2 Board of Selectmen members, and 3 at large with construction experience. So we don't have to decide who they are tonight. We're just deciding whether we want to start get the roof committee going, which would mean we'd have to put a call out for 3 at-large members, essentially.
So
Okay.
the line item areas that talk about disbanding the current
That's
Right.
right.
committee
Right.
and does not talk about putting a new committee together. So I think the item for next meeting would be to put the committee together.
That's right. So
So I will make a motion to disband the current committee based on discussions between Jim Rupert and David Caruso.
And I'll second that.
is there any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
You were involved, or you're not voting?
Oh,
Nay.
sorry, yes,
Oh,
sorry.
I don't read eyes good.
No,
Why, you
no,
do?
I should have moved.
That's
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So that's 6, you were a yes, right, Bryson?
I
Bryce?
didn't vote. I was still kind of thinking it through. So I'm just, as I was, that should the Board of Selectmen be unsuccessful, or this committee be unsuccessful in finding, an amenable route to repairing the roof, what would then happen? Because I suppose I'm curious on why the previous committee was unsuccessful.
The Board of
And
Ed
then-
committee?
The previous roof committee that we are voting to disband.
Well, actually, it was a building committee that has been around on the Board of Ed to do these major projects, and it's never came into their purview to get it going. And we just have the agreement with them that they're willing to let us take it over, and we're confident that we can make it happen.
So this was a group of Board of Ed members that were,
Yes, the Board of, that's correct,
yeah,
right.
okay.
Yeah, Board of Ed over the years, it hasn't moved. They haven't even had a meeting. And there's chips falling off the roof, off the parapet. So it's becoming more and more difficult to not get involved. It's irresponsible at this point to walk away. And
With that information, I'm a yes vote as well. Thank you.
It's gonna be a $5 million project anyway, so it's not chump change.
So I just wanted to point out that in the charter does address how to set up temporary building commissions.
Right.
And it says that they will consist of 5 members and 2 alternates. So
5, 6, 7, okay.
we don't have to find as many people as we thought we did. 5 total.
It's just how we're gonna pick who the full members are. So we just,
I think we
that's not
put this on the next agenda as,
right.
and we're gonna talk about and
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
consider an act on putting together the new committee and what that committee would be made up of.
Okay, so now we all know what to think about.
I see. Okay, yeah, I guess 5, it does add, they both add up to 7. I was thinking this was more, what was on the agenda was showing more than what's in the charter,
Right,
but it's not.
so
I think we have
I think,
a meeting in what, 2 weeks?
I,
Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks.
I'm worried
Yeah,
about
it's
my
right on
meetings
here.
for this week.
Tuesday, the 16th, AP.
Right.
So that would be a plan for the 16th.
Okay. Number 8, consider an act on Board of Selectmen 2026 meeting dates. They're all listed out here for you. Yes, if there's something-
I move to keep them as stated.
Could you say that once more, Bob?
He moves to accept as stated,
As proposed. Okay,
proposed, yeah.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Mather seconds. Is there any further discussion? No.
Oh.
Seeing
Sorry. Yeah.
almost,
Well, yeah, almost. I just noticed November 3rd is election day. Does that matter?
Oh, I was thinking about that. I
Yeah.
didn't see that when I went through there originally. I would recommend modifying November 3rd to be November 2nd, which is consistent with what happened this year, especially with that being a gubernatorial election.
Right. Yeah, November 3rd is.
I'll amend the motion.
okay, and you want to make the same motion with a different November date?
Sure. Go ahead. Be my guest.
Is there, you want to amend your second?
Yes.
Okay, and now we need the motion to accept these. I want to make the.
I'll do the motion. Yeah, Bryce makes the motion to accept the Board of Selectmen meeting dates as stated with one augmentation to November, moving the November 3rd meeting to November 2nd at the same time.
Is there a second?
Thank you, Bryce.
Any further discussion?
David seconded.
David seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Aye. 7, yeah, 6 yes, 1 absent. So next is this is gonna get changed. We gotta scratch the Kappa part out.
I'll make a motion to accept the budget workshop dates without accepting the CAPA dates and discussing the CAPA dates at the finance committee meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 6 yes, 1 absent. Next, consider an act on Hop River Trail allowance, including Bolton in the recreational trail application for safe crossing. So I suspect the application is
I
not.
didn't see anything
Wasn't in the
about it. Yeah.
I guess we're just approving the fact that they're gonna, I don't think it's a big budget. We don't take any responsibility except as the town. But they're putting in I'm not even sure how much the grant is for. Do you know?
Don't know where yet, but it's a deep rec trail grant.
Oh, you see, you're just putting in the application. You don't
In
know
the application.
how much it is.
Just working on it.
So we
Just
try to make it happen.
Including Bolton in that grant, in that application.
Yeah, like a letter of support.
Right.
Okay.
So is there a motion on allowing them to apply for the grant?
Well, I think there's 2 different pieces here because there was a mention of a letter of support. So if we do that, the motion should include the letter of support, correct?
Yeah, I think so. I also,
Saying, hey, someone needs to author this to be able to include in the application.
right.
Detail if you want.
Yeah, do you have details right now that you could provide? And
Yeah.
would that be appropriate to let Sylvia fill us in on some details of the grant?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
So the purpose of the grant is twofold. One is to study current conditions of all road crossings across the entire Hot River State Park Trail, which includes the 7 towns, one of which is Bolton. So study current conditions, road speeds, sight lines, road crossing distances, all those issues that are involved related to safety of the people that are using the trail. The second part is to collect some data on road crossings, like how many people are crossing, when they're crossing, how many cars are going by, etc. Then research best practices for trails crossing across the nation, you know, what people are doing, what kind of hawk systems, all the different ways people are really controlling motorist speed is one of them, and making motorists aware that people are coming to the trail, and then propose what they feel is the best practice for each of the road crossings, which are very significantly, Steeles is very different than the crossings of the Hawk River Road and crossings in Manchester. So the idea is that the end point of the grant would be a set of recommendations for the best practices for road crossings, and then another grant would be submitted to actually implement. So this first grant is just about study and recommendation. Is that helpful?
Yes, thank
So you're just doing the first grant, right?
Yes, this is the first grant for step one.
So this isn't just the Bolton portion of the River
it's
Trail.
River Trail, all the road crossings. So we're asking all 7 towns. It's good for a deep River Trail grant application to get support from all towns.
Oh, so you're gonna have 7 letters of recommendation, is what you're
Yes.
getting at.
A few more fire departments and other groups that deal with the accidents they happen.
Okay,
So I would like to make a motion that you or Jim
right.
author a letter of support to include in this grant application. And also that Bolton be included in this grant application. Are those the 2 parts that you need? Okay.
So
I'll second.
any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Aye. 6 yes. 1 absent.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia.
Next is consider an act on a committee for the fire department strategic plan to work with Manitou. Jim Rupert's recommendation is the Facilities and Public Safety Committee, 1 person from the fire department and 1 person from the fire commission. So are you gonna ask me who's on the?
I wrote it down in case you need help, because I can't keep track of it. So it's the Facilities and Public Safety is Rodney, Gwen, Tim, and Bob.
Is there agreement? So that would be 4 plus the other 2. With fire department or fire commissions. Well, so I'm usually ad hoc, so it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus myself.
And is that Bob DiPietro?
Yes.
Thank you.
The fire department and the fire commission likely are made up of similar people, or the same people, looking at the names that are on the fire commission.
They usually, yeah,
So it would be basically 2 from the fire department,
that's correct.
2 fire department representatives.
But they could have a fire department representative that is not necessarily on the commission.
That's true.
So we don't want to limit their capacity to pick.
Do we need to be the one do we need to specify names though?
No,
Quantity of people.
no, we wouldn't know who they are anyways. So,
So we're,
Would it be a committee or a subcommittee? That's the other question.
yeah,
a subcommittee,
Is,
since we're already using
I guess it'd be an ad hoc committee.
since we're already using the Facilities and Public Safety Committee,
Oh. Mm-hmm.
do you have subcommittees of
Well,
committees?
we can create ad hoc committees though. And the ad hoc committee could be made up or in part of, by the Facilities and Public Safety Committee. We can only have the power to create, consolidate, or abolish permanent and temporary commissions, boards, agency, or offices. the term of temporary commissions, boards, agencies, or offices shall not exceed 18 months. So I guess that's the section that I was thinking of.
What section is that?
That's, section 5.1B 2.
So this is stated as to consider an act on a committee, so.
So, it would be a temporary committee then.
Right.
And would we want them to report back to the board of selectmen or report back to the,
Facilities and public safety.
right, but if facilities, public safety is part of that committee, I almost want
Well, they would,
Unless they do.
yeah, they would ultimately report back
back
to
to
the,
here.
yeah.
Right.
absolutely.
So then is the
maybe-
first thing to make a motion to amend? Well, I guess we don't need to amend the agenda, right? We would just
I need to
be
amend the
clear on
agenda.
the intent.
Right,
Right.
right.
So we would make a motion to create a temporary committee
Mm-hmm.
for the fire department strategic plan. Well, pretty much just as it's written, to work with Manitou, and it would consist of the public and safety committee and one person from the fire department and one from the fire commission. So it would be a temporary committee, right?
Yes, the bird committee.
That was a good motion.
Okay.
You just said it.
Anybody second it?
I second it.
I think that's my first motion ever.
I hope that was enjoyable.
Any other discussion? All
Who
in
takes,
favor?
who takes the lead to get this going?
Who's gonna be the chairman type?
No, I think
Or
the-
no, who's gonna get it going?
Well, Kathy will set up a date for the meeting, but it's already well into motion. Manitou's already been picked. And we just want to have a kickoff meeting with them, I believe, pretty soon, because I think they're pretty much ready to go, so. And I was, they need some looking at. The whole thing needs anyways,
So the fire department, you'll have, or somebody will have to let the fire department know that they need to pick 2 people.
That's right.
Before that
Yeah.
meeting is set up,
Yeah.
obviously, okay.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. That's 6 yes, 1 absent. Next is the finance reports. Is there any question on the finance reports?
Well, you had one that you mentioned earlier.
That's the accounts payable report.
Oh, sorry.
Finance reports are the,
No,
you get your,
no, I've already seen these.
so this is pretty much the sheet that Jill is referring to, this first one, which has FY 25, 24, 23 with the percentages.
No,
And those-
that the budget sheets are different.
They are, okay,
Yeah.
all right. So these represent, the percentages represent the other budgets at this same point in time.
Correct.
I'm curious as to how FY 26 ends up 7% higher than FY 25 at the same point in the fiscal year,
FY 26.
percentage wise.
Where are you seeing FY 26?
Well, the percent expensed, that would be FY
What's that?
26.
I got 25, 24,
Right,
23.
the percent expense to the left of FY 25.
It's 26.
It's 26.
It's almost 8%.
Yeah, right. It is almost 8%, which is not insignificant.
Well, the variation from 23 to 24 was just as,
Yeah.
not more. So it's not out of the,
What, are you talking about it overall or? A certain?
Yes.
The percent expense this year
Mhm.
compared to FY 25 is almost 8% higher.
Mhm.
and where that difference comes from, and if it's expected or if that's, you know, an unexpected increase between the two fiscal years.
Well, a lot of this, it all depends on when a payroll hits. Sometimes you have 3 payrolls in a month and sometimes you have 2. So there's a lot of different things that could make that percentage change.
I see the auditing is big in the land use.
So is highways and streets.
And again, it all depends on, they may have done more roads in the, well, so highway, there's been more road repair coming out of that budget this year that I'm trying to see quick here. So it's, yeah, so they did a lot more road repairs coming straight out of the highway budget and not out of, town aid roads. And again, so last year we had a different staff too, but last year we had people that were still on the steps to get up to, because the highway budget, you start at 75% of the salary, I believe, and then you go to 85, then 95 or 100. And it takes like a couple of years to get up to 100% of the salary too. So last year someone was still working their way up to that. And I believe that the highway supervisor also was new and wasn't up to his 100% salary last year. He is this year. So that would have a big effect on that number also.
That land use thing, doesn't it have a lot to do with the farmer, with the building inspectors?
Well, yeah, it's a whole different structure. Well, so last year, were we up to having the staff because we've added people and we've also added another town.
Right.
So I think that could have a lot, it's kind of skewed because the budget also increased. So it's kind of, that number's going to be a little skewed because it's not apples to apples for that department. We added.
I thought we'd get some of that back, though.
We do?
Don't we?
Yeah, we will, but it's recognized in revenue.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily, the budget's here, but the revenue is somewhere else,
Right.
so it doesn't
Correct.
reflect.
Correct.
So that's our
Correct.
building inspector?
Building and land use.
Okay.
They've added a building inspector that I don't think was in place yet last year.
No, I think he's pretty low. I don't think he's there yet, right?
Yeah,
And why is there 0 for in prior years under auditing?
because
And then
because he didn't ask for his first payment until after the new fiscal year. He bills us
So, yeah, but 23, 24, 25, there's 0, but I think you just added that line, didn't you?
for the auditor.
Auditing.
Like what she's saying is in like January, when we see the same chart, it's gonna have a different percent because that's when he actually
Right.
give us the bill.
It's very rare that he bills before the end of the fiscal year. I mean, end of the calendar year. That this is rare that he billed us.
Shot same time of year.
Oh, same to me.
Yeah, they made a comparison to
Yeah.
previous points in the
All right.
previous years, same point in the year.
Okay, yes, I got it. Thank you.
Is there anything else? Does that kind of answer your question?
That's fine.
That's it.
All right, we're good with that. Let's move on to the tax collector. She's moving along at a good rate.
We had discussed this at finance committee.
Yep.
And the percent being lower now compared to previous years because of when bills went out and when the budget was approved. So, previous years we've been at or above 100% by now, and we expect that to get closer as the year moves on.
So that percentage is we build the budget on 98% collection. So that 99.86 it's not 100%. It's at 100%, 99.86 of 98%. we build the budget based on 98% collection.
We're ahead of the game.
Yes, actually. Well, that's just current. That doesn't include motor vehicles. So we're behind because they weren't due until the 1st for motor
Okay.
vehicles, but the others, we are, yes, ahead of the game from last year.
Any questions for Jill on that? Let's move on to consider and act on the accounts payable.
I'll make a motion
Yes,
to approve the accounts payable. in the amount of $104,996.64 for the fiscal year 2025-26.
is there a second?
I'll second that.
Gwen seconds it. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I just had a couple, that are more conceptual rather than, questioning the actual charges, but on page 1, the, airline cycles, I know that we had talked about the recreation department is going to apply for money, through a grant to purchase 3 electric bikes, and I'm just wondering how is that program going to work? Like, where are they gonna be stored? Are they gonna be just loaned out?
They're gonna be stored in a little shed over here,
Okay,
and I believe that Stephanie's gonna be in charge of the loaning them out. So anybody can loan them. Do they have contracts that have to be signed and so forth? Yeah, I haven't seen one of those,
okay,
but it's taken us up to now to get the bikes, so that's an improvement.
okay.
I would hope that there's some sort of either a contract or waiver at least.
I'm sure there will, yeah,
We talked about that.
right, yeah, a while back at.
Good.
And how they're gonna get it out to the public that they're available for use and so forth. That's where Stephanie comes in.
Okay.
Didn't we talk about kayak rentals, more kayaks? It's
We did, yeah. If we can make money on them, we're gonna give it a whirl, so,
That was my only question.
okay. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Aye. That's 6 yes, 1 absent. Number 15 is the town administrator's report.
I'm just gonna say goodnight.
Thank you, Jill. Have a good
You're
night.
welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good night. So, let's see. Is there any questions on the?
I just want to say thank you to Jim for adding the first 2 items, which, I had sent an email to him with a copy to you, Rodney.
Yeah.
Asking that there be regular updates on the, meetings with CROG and DOT about the Route 6 and 44 interchange, and also any kind of updates that, on meetings with the administrators from the schools. And I see those right at the top of the report, so I appreciate that.
Very good. Thank you.
Did Mr. Cooper have any comment regarding 44 and the lighting around the,
No.
office?
I didn't see any on here, not in his report.
I don't see it on here.
No,
No, I did not
Sorry.
either.
you were looking for lighting on Route 44 near the intersection of,
The dollar store.
Yeah.
I've had communications with him about 6 or 7 times since the summer. And he said it might be on this month's agenda. We've already gone, or he said he's contacted the state of Connecticut because it's a state highway issue.
right,
About the lack of lighting at that intersection of the driveway with 44, and they have declined to add any lighting there, and I feel it's a public safety issue, so I was coming into the town to see if it could be addressed. Planning and zoning had the study done by the state of Connecticut when it was first on the second plan stage. And they did not recommend lighting, but I think the existing situation is still a concern.
Can I bring it up on public comment next time? Or,
By just,
oh, okay, so you're doing your public comment now?
would that be possible?
Well,
No,
under the radar, yeah. We're on the radar. No, I just. But.
Yeah.
Actually, I would send a letter in
I will.
as a correspondence,
Okay.
then I think Jim had to, the board of selectmen.
But
I have a question, Mr. First Selectman.
Yes, Bob.
There was something about reviewing the department heads reviews. Did we see that?
Jim's been doing the reviews and he's sitting down with it, with each one. As we speak, he's gone through, I think, 6, 7, 8 of them, out of 16, 14. So he's a ways through them. And now we'll be compiling the results and bringing them to our attention.
Thank you. What about his review?
In our last, executive session, we had agreed that since we started the last one way too late and it didn't end until September, that we weren't going to be doing a review for him until, because it's supposed to start in July.
Yeah.
Yeah, in July. So, I mean, we're kind of far past. By the time we finish, it'd probably be January. And it's better to get the new members to know Jim a little bit before they pass judgment, I guess. Shall I say? Give them an opportunity. So,
And I had forgotten, when I asked that question last month, I had forgotten that our subcommittee had agreed to do that, to delay them because until July. And part of that is so that we can discuss Jim's salary, because that's his contract runs June 30 to July 1. I said that right. July 1 to June 30
Right.
year. So doing his review in connection with discussing his salary made sense.
We just realized
Okay.
we skipped over the budget transfers.
Thank you.
There was only one that was.
It was over.
And before we go back to budget transfers, or unless
Yeah.
we're going to come back to this, because I did just have a question too, where Rodney, you had mentioned that the department head reviews would be compiled, and I just wanted clarification on what that means. Is it like an overview of the reviews?
yeah, it won't be a 4-page written summary of each employee. That's right. It'll be
Okay.
like a 1-page. Yeah. Something that's.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions on the town administrator's report? Okay. Back to the budget transfers.
Make a motion to approve the budget transfer of $2,820.24 from the town buildings operations budget.
Is there a second?
Second.
Now the Clark seconds. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I don't know how it got crossed off, but now for the approval of meetings from November 18th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve the AP meeting minutes for Tuesday, November 18th, as presented.
Is there a second?
Well, that's the second set.
Yeah, they're out of order.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
B is A and A is B.
Yeah, thank you. Did somebody just second that?
I didn't hear a second yet.
I'll second that.
Gwen seconds it. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I have a comment, the second to last paragraph, just to get it right. It mentions Bryce noted the charter required the meeting to be held, and that was actually me, not Bryce. But new voices, so no issue, just want to get that clear.
Yeah, where was that?
Second to last paragraph, first page under item 2.
Did you get that?
And the
Casey?
notes for the round table.
No.
Oh.
This is the minutes.
The AP meeting.
This is the
minute.
round table minute.
Is that the round table? No.
No,
No, it's the
Number-
regular minutes.
Oh, I see.
Number two.
Yep.
The second to the last. Second from the bottom.
Yeah, that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
I see. Second sentence, or
Second,
third sentence.
third.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I do remember you pointing that out.
Because then we went and tracked it down in the chart.
Yes.
I'm sorry,
I agree.
item 2, under,
Under public comment, the second to last paragraph, where it says, B. Aronson noted that the charter requires. That was myself, not Bryce.
thank you, sorry about that.
Nope, it's buried in there.
Any other discussion?
About the change.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's 6 yes, 1 absent. And the approval of minutes for the round table meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the roundtable meeting for Tuesday, November 18th,
I'll second.
as presented.
Yeah, I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 That's 6 yes. 1 absent. Number 17,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
is there a second? Quinn,
Yeah.
second? All in favor? Aye.
I
Aye.
Mhm.
think
Thank
we're
you.
gonna make it a second and a motion all in the same meeting, Marty.
Well, that's a quick meeting.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.